Hi, it's Craig from Scratch Golf Life. In tonight's video, we're going to dive into the Skytrak Randomiser. What a fantastic game improvement tool it is. It can give you feedback on where the weaknesses are in your game. It will also identify where the weaknesses are in your game, and it will give you a dynamic handicap. We'll dive into that as well. So, let's get cracking. Okay, so Skytrak Randomiser, what's it all about? Okay, so it's part of the game improvement package on the Skytrak, which you pay an extra £100 for. I've done a video about that. I'm going to put a link now, and you'll see why I think it is a really important and beneficial to pay that extra £100 for the game improvement package. Okay, so the randomizer is something that I use a lot. It identifies weaknesses in your game. It will tell you where your weaknesses are in your game as well if you're not aware of them, and it also gives you a dynamic handicap. So my handicap as I stand here right now is plus 0.4. So when I'm doing these skills tests on the Skytrak, I want Skytrak to be giving me a dynamic handicap of around scratch, better if possible, because then that's telling me that my game is in really good shape. But obviously if my dynamic handicap is coming out at 5, 6, 7, 8 handicap, then it's telling me that actually my game's not in great shape right now. I'm putting myself on the line here because I'm going to do a full skills assessment randomizer now, and you know, it could go horribly wrong, but we'll see. So let's get into the Skytrak software. So you basically startup page here, go into game improvement, go into skills assessment, and then you get your first page up. So you can put in as many here as you want. I'm just going to do five clubs. And then you click on here, select preset, you go to randomizer, and then click what you want the distance to be between. So I always have it between my full lob wedge, which is 95. Okay, click that. And then for the purpose of this, to go quite easy on me, seeing as I'm doing this pretty much live on YouTube, we'll go to 165. Yeah, we'll go to 165. But you can obviously set these presets to whatever you want. And then here you just click on generate. And then it randomly picks out some distances. Now it's important that you don't change those because, you know, you want them to be random. You know, we get random distances on the golf course, don't we? So, you know, if you're between clubs, then you have to manufacture a shot. That's the whole point of this randomizer. If you want to do a specific distance and you just put your distances in here and you don't do the randomizer setting. Okay, so for 98, that should be my lob wedge. 151 should be around my 8 iron. 124 will be my pitching wedge, I would have thought. Oh, and then we've got one, it's done 1, 2, oh, okay, so we've got two here that are almost identically the same, so we're going to change those. We'll actually make this one go up to, let's go to 165 for that one. Okay, make it a bit harder. And we'll leave that one. So that should be around a 7 iron, and this should be, oh, sorry, where are we at here? 147. Again, that's close to that 151, isn't it? So I'll bring that down to 139. No, yeah, 139. Okay, just to try and get some random numbers that aren't exactly the same. And that should be around the 9 iron. Oh, that's going to be a good 9 iron, I think. Okay, when you've done that, you click on apply. And now you're ready to hit your first shot. So my first shot is 98 yards. So I'm going to hit my lob wedge. Now I'm going to need to hit it well. So as I hit my shot here, by the way, I've decided to hit 3 shots with each club. Again, you can change those presets to hit as many as you want, but because I'm trying to keep the video as short as possible, I'm just going to hit 3 shots. Okay, then you just go ahead. So let's see if we can get off to a good start. Well, it'd be a good start if we got a read. Okay, didn't point my logo at the launch monitor. Okay. Okay, first one's away. So I'm happy with that. So it's 14 foot from the pin, and Skytrak is saying that that's a shot worthy of a plus 2.1 handicap. You can see that in the center top there. And it'll give you that reading for every shot, but then give you an average for each club and an average for the whole session at the end of it as well. So really, off my handicap, I need to be, you know, super good at these. I need to be giving myself really good looks at birdie. So again, that was plus 2.2. Last one. Again, just try and repeat the golf swing, do nothing different. Okay, so there's my lob wedge. So, and that one was a +4 shot. So, super happy with those. I do feel like I'm actually playing quite well at the moment. I've been practicing so hard in here during lockdown. Okay, I'm going to complete the rest of the session now, but I'm going to put it into fast forward, and then I'll show you all the results at the end. Okay, let's get cracking. Okay, so I have finished my randomizer session. Hit the ball pretty well actually, just hit 3 fairly loose shots. But apart from that, it was pretty good. Now, the first screen that we get here for the feedback for the session, this is for the overall, okay? So overall, I hit the green 93% of the time, and my shot dispersion for the whole session was 14.3 yards. My tendency was to be slightly to the right and short, and my dynamic handicap for the whole session was 1 handicap, which I'm absolutely fine with that. And there was literally just 3 semi-poor shots, not really bad, you know, they were still around and on the green, that cost that dynamic handicap being good. But I'm happy with that. That's good feedback for me, telling me that I'm in a pretty good place. So then you can dive into each individual club. So actually, with my lob wedge, my shot dispersion was 9.2, slightly left and short, 100% on the green, which obviously you expect, but dynamic handicap of plus 2.7. So my lob wedge is in a really good shape at the moment. Onto the 8 iron. So again, 100% on the green. My Distance control was very, very good. All completely the same distance. Again, you get all of this information down here. And it gave me a dynamic handicap of plus 0.3 for my 8-iron, which I'm really happy with. Onto the pitching wedge. So it was this shot here, this one just here, that I lost out to the right, which cost me because that shot gave me a handicap of 11.6, whereas my other two shots were plus 4. So that one shot really did cost me. If that had been a bit tighter, then I would have had a really good score on the pitching wedge. But you know, the two shots that I hit were very close. So you know, pretty happy with that. And then onto the 7-iron. So again, you know, we're now hitting a lot longer shots, so it's a little bit more generous with giving out your handicap. So even though this shot here on the right hand side was a little bit loose and out to the right, it was still giving it a 4.9 handicap because I was hitting it from 165 yards away. Whereas my other two shots were really good. So again, plus 0.5 for my 7-iron. Very happy with that. And then the 9-iron, I hit a couple of really loose shots out of nowhere, really. Just pushed a couple out here, which really did cost me. And it's this 7.5 handicap for my 9-iron that really dragged my overall dynamic handicap down. But, you know, I don't hit great golf shots every time. You know, make no mistake about it, you know. I do hit poor golf shots like everyone does. It's just a case of how poor they are. And, you know, one of them was still on the green and one of them was just off the green. So not an absolute disaster. But, you know, this is, like I say, this is a fantastic tool. I'll do long sessions in here. And it's this overall first page that I use as the real barometer. It's that dynamic handicap score that it gives me for my overall session. You know, and you'll put in longer clubs like hybrids and maybe, you know, not so much a 3-wood, but certainly longer irons and stuff. And it really is a great barometer for letting you know where your game is at that present time. So, you know, we're going to be getting back out on the golf course on the 29th of March. Every time I do one of these, it's telling me that actually my game is in a pretty good place for hitting full shots. The one thing that you can't practice with your Skytrak Launch Monitor is your chipping and putting. You know, it registers them and you can do them on TGC 2019, but you cannot do any kind of meaningful practice. That is something that's going to have to be tightened up on the golf course. So from the 29th of March, that's going to be the first thing I'm going to be working on. I know from all the work I've done in lockdown with my full swing that my golf game is in a pretty good place, but my chipping and putting is going to be very, very rusty, and off my handicap it's got to be super sharp. So that's what I'll be concentrating on when the golf course is open again. But you know, if you've got a Skytrak or you're thinking of getting a Skytrak, this is an amazing tool. It's fantastic for giving you feedback on your game. I recommend that you get the game improvement package, spend that extra £100, get in, do good sessions like this once or twice a week, see where your game's at. And obviously, you know, if all your short irons are giving you a dynamic handicap of under your handicap, whatever that might be, but your longer irons are all way over your handicap, whatever your handicap might be, well then it's telling you what part of the game you need to start working on and practicing to make sure you improve. You know, it's identifying the weaknesses which make it a lot easier to improve your handicap and your game. Okay, great stuff. That's it for tonight's video. Hope you find that really interesting and useful, and I will see you in the next video.